Today we had a simulated crash of a dual aircraft collision that happened mid-air that resulted in 2 aircraft landing sites, one that was simulated off base that we had at the Monzen airfield and one that landed on the VMGR ramp on Foxtrot. What we did here was we had a simulated call go into the ATC tower to inform them of a crash. When ARF responded and the fire department responded, we set off 2 smoke grenades to simulate and add more realism to the exercise that there was actually smoke coming from a crashed aircraft. They responded, initially mitigated the fire by putting it out, and then began triage and treatment of casualties. I'll say that compared to last year, there was a substantial increase in compliance with the areas for observation that were made during the last exercise. One of the things that was noted was due to the lack of actors for the last exercise, PMO was unable to meet their objectives of crowd control and setting and establishing a cordon. This year, we quadrupled the actor numbers and were able to get what we needed to give them the benefit they needed to be able to fight those actors and people coming in that would really be responding to the fact that they had a loved one that was injured and wanting to get help for them while having to be pushed out of the area so that first responders could do their job. The only thing that I would add is I do feel confident based on what was seen today and what happened today that there would be no problem with our first responders both from the Japanese side and the American side handling an incident if it did happen aboard the base.
Put on Friendship Day here on Marine Corps Station Iwakuni, we have to practice for a mass casualty. So we had simulated an airplane crash on the airfield. With that airplane crash, the first responders, such as ARF and fire department and medical and PMO, came on, assessed the situation, took care of the casualties or took care of the wounded, took care of the situation, handled it, and then we were able to continue on with our day. So if we had to practice for this, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. The scenario that we had, we simulated that there were 2 airplanes flying in formation and that they crashed together. One of them crashed here on the flight line, the other one crashed over at the Monson ball field. So we had the first responders needed to come here to the airfield and over there. And by doing that, it made things just a little bit more complicated, pushed them to their limits, but now that we know, we are able to assess what they did well, what they did wrong, and so that we can prepare for this in the future. We haven't had a split crash. We haven't practiced for that, so this is the first time we've done that I know of here. So by doing this, we're prepared for a little bit more catastrophic and prepare for the worst. The importance of this scenario is, like I said, to prepare for the worst. We do not want anything to happen on Friendship Day. We pray that everything goes well, that the performers can perform to the best of their abilities, that the people don't get out of hand, but you never know what could happen. 2 airplanes in formation could hit each other and one could crash. So the importance of this is know that we are prepared for this. We know that we can respond and that we can handle people safely. And that's the main key, is we want to be able to take care of those people that are hurt or those, so that we can handle them safely and get them the help that they need. Talking with the PMO and talking with ARF and everybody, they enjoyed this training. They got a lot out of it, not just enjoyed it, but they were able to get a lot out of it and learn so that they are prepared. I really like how everybody responded and how knowing that we are in capable hands and that if anything was to go down, we would be safe. They would take care of us.